Hello everyone, welcome back again to my channel, and this is one of the session for this Blazor WebAssembly card operation. Okay, so here we will implement everything for the Blazor. Okay, if it is a basic level. Okay, so what we will achieve in this session, we will implement as a form, as a new form, and how we can bind that form and how we can create those are stuff like, for example, if you add something, for example, as a fake URL. Okay, and those are things edit. Okay, as a new blog edit, as well, like if you want to view, you want to see the some view of that blog, so when you click that view, you can see. Also we'll use that navigation one page to another page, how we can implement that navigation. Those are things we will implement as well. So once you go back, okay, also if you want to edit something, so see that maui dot, if you want to try to edit something, so it will edit as well. Okay, so edit functionality over there, as well as the delete functionality. But once you click the delete, see, with the confirmation dialog box with the very nice and look feels better. Like if you want to delete, okay, by mistake you click in on it, but yeah, should not delete. Okay, so once no, and once you yes, it should be delete. Okay, so those are things we will cover in this session. Okay, so let's get started.
Same example which is we taking in my first in this series. Okay, so let me run it. So let's see what is in previously we achieve over here. So see, we create actually some component, and we call inside the another component also we passing a counter parameter and without parameter. So those kind of things we have done. So what need to do in this here, just close it. Okay, and just first remove everything. Okay, let me run. Okay, so that actually it is very nice ability also Blazor WebAssembly give us, like you can directly okay, just give into partially over here, partial view, so that we can whatever we doing everything will we can see over here. Okay, so let me go to navigation menu. Okay, first we'll remove all the navigation. Okay, because we don't require. Okay, so just control S and see, once it is automatically hot reload is working actually with this. So once you read done, so see there's no navigation. Also we are calling, we are actually calling some component inside the here index page, so those also will get it, remove it. Okay, so just remove everything. Okay, so that we can start from scratch. Okay, so see, in this component nothing we have. Okay, so now just zoom in, now start. Okay, so if you is trying to achieve this functionality, so what need to do, we have to create first our component. Okay, so it is a basic list session, but yeah, and definitely will come with advanced one also in the next upcoming future session. Okay, so first what need to do, we have to create one component. Okay, so let's create a new folder. Okay, inside this. Okay, just stop this because as of now just try to implement something. So we'll just rename this folder. What is the name? Yeah, rename. Just this is a card list. Okay, or basic card list. So that's fine. Basic card list. Okay, so basic card list, inside this folder just add one component. Okay, it's called a razor component, and just changes to card list. Okay, card list, add it. Okay, now see, your components created. Okay, now what need to do, we have to create some design first, so that we can see. Okay, what, like, see this design, like it's a card view. So if you don't know how we can create that is style, so that I'll especially recommend to you one more thing. Like if you go to Bootstrap, okay, so let's me call card view in Bootstrap. Okay, so definitely you will see this one in the top one. And when you go to here, see, this is a card example. So what kind of a card view you require? So everything Bootstrap provide us. Okay, so it is very simple. We need to just copy and paste, and that's it. Okay, so I already we have. So what need to do? I just need to copy first. Okay, so let me copy that example, and yes, so this is that. So let me copy. Actually, we have to create a one row first. Okay, so this is row, the class row. This is a bootstrap class. Okay, so you don't worry about that because already in our application Blazor WebAssembly actually including that bootstrap file, the design style as well. So just close this one. So what it is that actually, see, if you go to example of the list, okay, so see, this is actually we have put it in the row. There's a one row, but there's a inside row many, we can say many card. Okay, so that's why we are putting some first up div, then row, and then we have to put some column. Actually, inside the row we have to record some column. So just create a column. Okay, so see, this is a column. Also we specify a column and say 4, then 2, whatever size, whatever things actually we give us here. Okay, so just format here, and then what need to do further, we have to create a card. Okay, so definitely I need to change it to card, like here, and we need to one more div for card. So let me copy here and just close that one also, div. Okay, so card also we created, and inside the card we record actually we record, this is header, this is body, and this is footer. Okay, so in this card what need to do, we require first header. Okay, so let me copy header. Okay, as of now just change it to something uh, blog name, correct? So let me blog name. Okay, this is blog name. Okay, then what need to do, we require actually card body. Okay, so let me copy that card body inside the card. Okay, so let me paste it in the card body. Also change it, as of now there's no image, so just keep it to empty. Okay, we'll show you like how we can get the data and then how we can bind as well. So first I'll showing the design so that you don't confuse. Okay, how we'll get that things. Okay, so that's why I'm just creating a design. Then what need to do, see, the header is done, body is done. Now we required footer. So let me copy that footer. So this is my footer, and then close that div. Inside the div, okay, inside this footer we will put in our add, update, delete button. All the button would be here. Okay, so let me close it. Okay, so this is done. And for the example, I just, for the demonstration purpose, I just create a one button as of now, or I'll leave it because this session will not create any button, or it will not implement any button functionality. This time we'll just show the bind the list. Okay, so let me run and check how's look like. Let me zoom in. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that's doing partially. Okay, here and then here, see why it's not showing, because I created separate component. Okay, but this component I did not call in our index component. So this is our main component of index component, but we are not calling. But yeah, how we can do that, just call that one card list. See, this is card list, then slash, then close it. Once save, you will able to see whatever design we want, so that is there. Okay, so now start our implementation. Okay, so what need to do to further? Actually, we need to call one service or in memory data as of now. So, but later on we'll use in our API and consuming the data from the API. But as of now, on first session, so in this card list, so I'll create another folder where actually we create some service so that we can get the data from inside that service in memory list. Okay, so create a new folder, just stop that, create a new folder, name is it as services. Okay, services, okay, that is fine. And then call it to first create a namespace interface. Okay, so for suppose example I block service, whatever services we created, we'll resolve our dependency as well. We resolve the DI. How we can do that also I'll explain you. Okay, so first create a interface. Okay, and thus in this interface, what need to do? We need to create a method. Okay, so just create that method. Okay, as of now we record it, we record get all async. Okay, and it is task and it is a list of the blocks, so we need to create a block model as well. So let's create a model. Okay, or we can say it is an entity model, and let's call it to a model class, a blog model class. So blog. Okay, and then write some property over here, like it is shortcut, ID, and name and description. Okay, so let me get it from my example. Okay, so that instead of wasting time, just we can done it. Okay, so one more property required, that author. Also we can just, we don't record as a title, but yeah, later on we'll do that. But yeah, one more property is required, that image URL. Okay, so that is important. So let's change it, image URL. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so model is done. Now go to interface, just bring that namespace. Okay, yes, that is done. Now we have to implement as well this interface. Okay, so how we can do that? Just create actually I'm following the standard process, so that's why it will take a little bit more time in this session. So block service. Okay, block service. Okay, and now we need to inherit the iBlock service and just implement of this. Okay, so there's a two-way, like you can just put here and control dot, or you can directly see mouse over here and then this options, and you go to the, it automatically actually implement that method whatever I doing in this interface. Okay, so now what need to do, we have to create one in memory list. Okay, so let me just create an in-memory list first, like private read only, and list of blog. Okay, and just initialize of the blog. Okay, that's it, or just call it blog list, that's also fine. Okay, so blog list. Okay, and it's complaining me because I'm not using this guy. Okay, so that's why it's complaining me, but no issue, we'll implement also. But before that we record some data. Okay, this is just declaration of that in memory list, but we have to put some data over there. So how we can do that? Just create a constructor. Okay, actually wrong place, that's why it's calling. So it should be inside of class, sorry, my bad. Okay, so inside in this class. Okay, that's fine. Now create a constructor. It's also shortcut ctur and press tab, it will create and see. This is auto generated, and now what need to do, you can just pass the list. Okay, so I'll just copy from my here because this is a dummy data. So just copy this dummy data and just paste to here. Okay, so let me show you what is that. Okay, just change this to model name. I think I use that image URL, so just change it to this, just change it to this, just change it to this, the changes to this. Okay, this is simple list. Okay, like we just create a new blog and instance of new blog, and then just pass the ID and name and put on the data. Okay, this is simple data, and now we have a data. Okay, in memory list data, what need to do, just simply return this list. Okay, return that underscore blog list, that's it. Okay, also actually it's asking to, because using task, so we have to use async. Okay, and now that fix. Okay, so this is done. Now this service need to inject in our list component. Okay, so where is our list component? Go to pages, go to card list, and here. So there's a many way, like you can directly inject that service over here, or you can just, there's a one property also, like inject service. Okay, so there's a many ways, so whatever way suitable we can use it. So in this here we'll explain you over here, but I'll show you how we can do over here also. So let me create that property. Okay, so let me create a private property, I blog service, not I blog service. Where is getting this one? This one getting from in my service folder. Okay, which is we created now, and just bring the namespace. Okay, so just bring the namespace. It is coming from is under the services. So bring the namespace and just give a name like blog, but it is a private property, so let's make it to blog service. Okay, that's it. And also just set is a getter setter. Okay, get and set, that's it. There's the one way. Okay, and just closing this one. Okay, this is the one way. Another way is directly you can use here. Okay, at the rate import at the rate blog service. Okay, something I guess new import moving space. Okay, sorry, not import, it should be at the rate. So how we can do that, in this here, like simply what need to do, you have to just at the rate inject. Okay, and then whatever your this guy, whatever your interface, and just create a variable, that's it. See, either use this way or either use this way, but here also you have to set in inject. Okay, so this is a one way, this is another way, so either use this way, either use this way, whatever, like you can use it. Okay, so I'll just remove this guy because this is fine as of now, so I'll just showing you how we can do that. Okay, and now what need to do further. Okay, now I need to create actually okay, now need to create okay, now what need to do, I need to create a list. Okay, so let me create that list so that list I can bind over here. Okay, So that list object, just create a private and that list, okay, and then create a blog, define as a blog, okay, so blog and not blog service, just blog, okay. Also need to bring the namespace. It's inside a model, and then it is a blog list, okay, and that's it, okay. This is fine, and then it's done. Then what need to do, I need to create an override method, okay. So one override method, so that there is this actually in Blazor there is a many life cycle in this, on a component level there's a life cycle hook as well. So the first life cycle is that is on initialize on this component. So once initialize this component, we have to call one method, okay. So before that, let me call protected, or just protected and override, okay. And then see, there's a sub overload method, and it is just lifecycle hook, okay. So what need to record over here, on initialize that one, okay. So see, once you done, so automatically appearing this method, and just remove that guy. But yeah, we can just write our code here, whatever our service, just return and just assign over here, okay. So let me do that. What we can do, this is list, and inside the list what we can do, this is our service, and call this service to that method, get all method, and that's it, okay. And also it is async, so let me put a wait, okay. So that's it, okay. So this is enough. We have a list from in this object, okay, whatever we created inside in memory list, okay. Now we have in this component level, and now what need to do, we have to bind over here. So how we can do that, just create a C# logic, okay. So this is a best feature, like inside component you can put the HTML as well as this your C# logic. So that is a nice feature of this Blazor view component, okay. So that's why it's very famous, okay. So how we can do that, just at the rate whatever write the code of C#. So starting you have to do like at the rate, okay. So that for each, and then like inside this for each, what need to do, we have to generating this card, because there's a many card, there's a row inside the many column, and that column I need to bind, okay. So let me inside the for each, okay, and let me format it, okay. And see, this is waiting for collection. So where is our collection? Our collection is here, which is we are getting from our service and is storing here. Just put it to here, okay. Change it to blog, okay. Also we can change it to blog, okay. That's it, okay. Now just we have a data. Now what need to do, at the rate blog dot name, whatever our blog name, and here need to pass blog dot image, okay, whatever our image. And this is a footer, as of now empty, because this section will write some insert, update, delete functionality. We put some button, so that will do. But yeah, we can create a button as well, like just for the demonstration perspective, just use that button, so that should look like good, okay. So let me button, okay. This is success button, similar to this is for view, okay. So this is view button, and this is for edit button, and this is for delete button, okay. Because inside that list we have a we have the button. Okay, so that action we can perform whatever we required. Okay, so let me close, and this is delete. Okay, okay, see, that is very simple. We have to just create a card view list, and we are just generating, we are injecting this and this. So still some issue, actually it will not run, it will give some error. So let me show you and how we can fix it. That is very important. So while developing, what is the error and how we can fix it, so that's why I'm not fixing. I'll show you, because just using service and see, now we have an error. So what is the error? Just F12 and see that console. What is saying? It is saying, see, Blazor card list is no registered service. Okay, it's iBlock service. Okay, so that's why come in our picture. We have to, whatever we inject our services, okay, that you have to register. Where we can register? We can register inside the program.cs file. Here we can register our that services. Okay, so let me just register builder dot services dot add singleton or add transient, whatever. There's a many mechanism, three mechanisms. So it is service, so definitely I would like to use add singleton as of now. Okay, and just pass to iBlock service and whatever implementation class block service. Okay, that is done. Okay, just save it. Oh my god, okay, my mistake. Okay, just run one more time. Okay, so let me check this time. See, as of now list is there. Also some designing issue, because see, the whatever image come here, that is not properly, the height width is an issue. So how we can fix it? Let me fix it. Okay, side by side. So let me this and go to your card list. Okay, and just here. Okay, so there is a one class we have to use, actually the bootstrap class. So let me use that class. Okay, not class, actually we have to implement this image container class. Okay, so this is style. So what is that style? I'll just show you where need to place, because see, we have www root folder. Inside we have a css. Okay, and this is our app.css file. So this is a common file for use everywhere. Okay, so these are our all the style. So here we actually need to write some style for the manage this, here, or directly you can do over here, but it is better way, actually better approach to use here, so that everywhere you can handle. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so what is that style? That style is very simple. That first we pass this card image. Okay, see, once I paste this card image and I set it at maximum bit, what 100% maximum this of 10 feet certain, so you are able to see it is fixed automatically. Okay, and little bit more style you have to do, like image container. Okay, so that it will be center, everything will be do, see, center, and also space up and down, height width be setting up. Okay, so that is cool. Now see, now it's very nice look, feel, whatever we required in show in the demo, so that we have achieved. But yeah, there's a one issue, right? See, there's a one issue, so that also need to fix. That is, go to your card list view. Somewhere we missing actually that one. See, this is that one. So let's save it. It will go on. Okay, so that is enough for this session. Okay, so list is binded. Okay, card list is bind. But yeah, one thing I forget to show you, like how that working on the process, like debugging. While debugging, I'll show you like how is this actually working. Okay, So how get the data, how's the binding? So let me put some debugger point. So go to your card list result.component, and then put over here. Also go to your go to definition. Okay, not definition, go to implementation. Go to implementation, put over here. Okay, and let me refresh. Okay, once you refresh, and definitely your debugger point will hitting over here. See, this is our component, card list component, and it is hitting our this lifecycle hook on initializer, and it will call this service when you go F10. So see, the service is calling. Okay, block service is calling, and it has a data. Okay, so if you see, there's a 5 data which is we are storing over here, okay, in memory. And then go back. If you go back here, then definitely it should come here. Okay, see, the here, and then one by one it will bind, and this it will one by one whatever collection it will bind, and it will show. Just continue, and let me debugger point close. Okay, see, now is bind. Okay, so let me F5. Okay, so that I think the design something mess up. Okay, let me continue. Close the debugger, continue. See, I just put a F5 just why actually there is some problem. Okay, so see, now we have achieved whatever our requirement, right? Whatever we trying to show you in the demo. So that is enough. So okay, I think we covered the list view. Okay, but next in the next session we'll try to show how we can bind in the grid view. Okay, so that is upcoming session. Also we'll implement every functionality like view, edit, delete, also create. Okay, so that will achieve in the upcoming next section of our code project. Okay, so if you don't know, or if you come first time in my channel, so how, let me run this one. Okay, so that you can understand what we have achieved in last session. Okay, see, so far in this series we learn like card list view. Okay, and now we'll try to implement our button or that add functionality. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, and go to your solution, or if you first time came here, so definitely I especially recommend to you go to my channel description. You will get that the previous session link, as well as go to my videos, YouTube channel. You will get that session as well. Okay, so let's get started. First go to card list view. Okay, here what need to do, we have to add some button, first button. Okay, so how we can do that? So let me copy that button. Okay, so that wasting of time. Okay, so just add this button. Okay, and this is simple button, and we add some inline style, and this is put some primary key. Okay, it's primary style. Okay, and just I use, this is a event actually, click event. So in Blazor result component we use trying to event like that. Okay, so there's a many event like so at the rate one, you at the rate see, there's a attribute event, bind event, on active events. You see, there's a very many event over here. Okay, so we can call it whatever we required. So we required on click, so let me try to on click. Okay, so this is done, and see, it is complaining because I need to create a method, okay, inside this component. Okay, that's why, because it is not finding in this class. Okay, so let me call it to create blog. Okay, and create this method in this code block, private. Okay, private void and create block. That's it. Okay, now once I user click this event, okay, so I need to navigate to our add block page. Okay, so that means we have to write, or we have to create a one page. So where is I need to create a page, so we can create page inside the pages folder. Okay, so right click, add a result component, call it to add block. Okay, so as of now we'll use very basic stuff. Okay, but later on we'll use some reusable, how we can reuse a component and how we can generate the component, how we can call parent to child component. Okay, so those kind of things will show in upcoming session. But yeah, from starting, from beginner, it's very important to understand how is working that component. Okay, so that's why I'm creating very initial level. Okay, so let me start design over here. So let me bring the code because I don't waste a time over here to create a design that is very simple and straightforward. So I need to create a one edit form. Okay, so let me copy that edit form. Okay, see, so edit form is there. Okay, and now what need to do, this page. Okay, what you have to do, this page need to call to our razor card list, razor pages, right? While navigation. So what we have to record, page directive. So this is a part of concept of navigation. So if any pages or any component you have to call somewhere in some other component while navigation, so we have to set some page directive. Okay, so this is called a page directive, or call it is a navigation property. Okay, and then pass it to whatever as component name. Okay, so I'll just add new block. Okay, so just stop. Okay, this is done. And then we have to create some model and also some method, so that once whatever model we have to bind it and we can get it the data from this model, as well as whatever method we can just save it to our db or our api somewhere. So that need to do. So just change it to name to new to suppose new block. Okay, and also create new block. Okay, and just trying to create first in a block. Okay, so how we can do that, just create a private and then I blog, just bring the namespace also. See, once you bring the namespace, it is over here, and then call it to variable is a blog. Okay, and then initialize, create the instance of this blog so that it should not be null, trying to bind on this initial level. Okay, and then also create that method. What is the method? This method. Okay, so what is that method? Call it to private and void and that method, and that's it. Now we'll do implementation over here. Implementation. Okay, so let me see what is saying over here. Okay, that is fine, I think. And just change it to new, our model name it to here. Okay, so that is also our blog contain image URL. Okay, so let me change it to image URL. Okay, that's it. Okay, that is done. And now what need to do, we can trying to call our service where I just add that block. Okay, so go to our services. Okay, so if you it's last session, if you see this session, last session, so I'll just implement get all block async. Okay, so now what need to do, we have to create method where I can insert to data. Okay, into in memory. So let me call it to that. Okay, create async and we'll try to implement. Okay, so go to our block service and just implement the interface. See, this is create async, and here what need to do, just write some logic. Okay, and what is that logic? Just remove that one, and whatever blog is getting from this parameter, just id. Okay, we have to add, increment logic over here, because see, we'll trying to insert it into a in memory list. Okay, so but in memory always whatever you define, so that data will be there, bro. So identically we have to increment the data of id, so we have to put some logic. So how we can do that? It's very simple. So whatever our list, the blog list, okay, dot count, okay, plus 1. So whatever our in memory list has a count plus 1, so that it will always, while trying to insert, it will increase the id. Okay, after that, whatever our I want to insert, so just blog, okay, not blog, I think, just whatever our list dot add, we have to add that list over here. That's it. Okay, and just return the block, return block. That's it. Okay, and yes, and just put it to async. Okay, that's it. Okay, so implementation done. Now go to your add service and add blog razor component, and just call it to that guy. So how we can call it? There are again same behavior, like you can direct inject over here, or just create that one. Okay, so I'll just call again. I just copy actually here. I already did over here, so just copy in this card list view pages, and just call it to here, and just bring the namespace. Okay, now I injected our services, and just call that service. That's it. So this and dot create a sync, pass to the parameter, expected the parameter. Where is our parameter? This is our parameter, and we can just await, or we can use await. Yeah, we can use await as well, because that is a sync method. Okay, and finally, once I update it, I inserted data, I need to return to our list page. Okay, so where is our list page? This card list page. Okay, and card list page, or we can say the home page. Okay, because we have home page only. Like see, we call always a home page the index page. So our index page, actually see, in this index page nothing, I'll just call our card list page, so we can do that. Okay, so similar, just navigate. So how we can use the navigation? Okay, so that is another feature. So similar, like how we can inject the service, similar, I have to inject our navigation service. Okay, so it is inbuilt navigation service in this Blazor. Okay, so just call inject, and then private, and that navigation manager, where is navigation manager? See, this is a method. Okay, this is a actually service, and just call it to navigation manager. Okay, just put it to get and set. Okay, that's it. Okay, once it's done, just navigate dot navigation manager dot navigation to. Okay, and where we want to navigate, I want to our base address. Okay, because we have our base address calling our razor view component, that card list view component. Okay, finally I think we just, okay, yeah, so this is our model name. Okay, so but I change it to here. So yeah, we can do that one way, like I can change it to this to here, or I can change it to this to here. Okay, so whatever model name we using, okay, that should be same, right? Because this is our model name. We initialize the model name over here. Okay, so we can't use the different things. Okay, so So let's try to build, okay, build the solutions. And there are other two things issue, so let me fix that one also. See the same thing, so just we change it to where. Okay, so I guess we are good. Just build, yeah, will succeed. Try to run. Oh, before run, okay, that's fine. We'll implement something because it's still some issue. Okay, so this is that log. When you click add, nothing happen. Okay, why it's nothing happen? Just we'll check. Okay, why it's not happening. Okay, so go to our page, card list treasure page. See, I nothing implement over here. Okay, so same navigation manager we have to call and call it to our that add block page. So then when I click, so it will navigate to that page. Okay, and it will show over here. So just copy that method. Okay, where is our add block page? Copy that guy. Okay, go to this here, just paste here and just call it to that page. Okay, so dot navigation to, and what is our page name? Our page name is slash, I guess this is our page. Okay, so go to here, call it to this and save. If it is hot reload is working fine, then definitely I not need to do anything, just refresh, make sure it's working. Okay, just click add. Okay, I think we have to stop and run because I think it's not working, it's not compiling properly. So just stop and let's try to run again. Okay, okay, now run. Okay, then click, see page is over here. Okay, and try to add some blog name, suppose Docker, and description is Docker container is a good feature. Okay, and then trying to pass some URL. Okay, so let me copy that URL so that I can show the image. Okay, so let me copy the same Docker image. Okay, and just pass it to here and just create. See, it is there. Okay, and just try one more. Okay, let me copy, let me okay, name is blog name is like Angular. Okay, Angular, and then Angular is a front end content. Okay, and this time I'll not passing any image URL. Okay, so let me copy the fake image URI. So this time I definitely my image will not appear. Okay, see, image not appearing but data is there. Okay, so that is fine, and the next session will come, we'll learn actually like edit, how we can edit. Okay, because add is done, then edit, then delete, then view. Okay, then the basic things has been done, then we'll move it to advanced and we'll use the reusable component, how can reuse the component, and how we can call the component inside the parent child relationship and callback functions, so on, so many things we'll do in this series. Okay, so keep watching. Thank you, have a nice day. Okay, which is we done in this last session. Okay, so we have implement card list, and so we have implement add block. Okay, so let me run this our project. Okay, so see, this is we achieved in this session, last session, like add is done, list is done. Now we're trying to edit functionality, so go open to your Visual Studio and see how we can achieve it very easily. So let's open that card list view and go to this button. Okay, so there's a many button. Okay, view, edit, delete. So everything will implement one by one. So in this session, implement the edit button. So how we can do that? Already we learned, like there's an event. Okay, so first what need to do, similar kind of fashion we have to use. How we can do that? Create a new block. So same things, what need to do, just create a event. Okay, at the rate on click event. Okay, and call it to a method like edit block. Okay, and similar, you have to create a method and private void edit block. Just copy over here, pass to here, create a method. That's it. Okay, the event is created. Okay, now what need to do, we have to navigate this to that edit page as well. Okay, so how we can do that, just copy this guy over here, but as of now we don't have this page as this component actually. So let's call it to edit blog. Okay, edit blog, and let's make it too small because the navigation property should be small. Okay, so yeah, that edit block. So what need to do next, we need to create that page, that component similar to add block. Okay, so right click on that, create a root user component, and it's just to change it to name is edit blog and edit. Okay, so it is a basic from the basic example or CRUD operation we are doing over here. That's why I just create a sample separate component. But yeah, we'll use reusability. How can you use the reusability? That also are upcoming features we'll do in this series. Okay, similar, what need to do, we have to create that page directive at that page so that once I navigate, so we can teach to this page. So what is the page name is edit block. Okay, that is done. What is next? Then need to implement similar form. Okay, whatever we done in edit form. Okay, so let me copy that. Okay, and create it. Okay, so before that, copy that guy. Okay, and or just copy this guy, copy this guy to edit form, then paste it over here. Okay, so we have two model. Okay, so this is our edit model, right? So let me call it to edit. Okay, this is edit blog. Okay, stop it, whatever running your application. So edit blog, and this is our submission. Okay, so update block. Okay, change it to the name update block. Okay, so similar things we have to do, just create that blog. Okay, and private and blog and bring the namespace, and then the name is edit block. Okay, edit block. Okay, just initialize that property, so that actually this time will not initialize, actually we not create an instance of this property, because whatever we have, that will binding actually directly from the service, because once call this one, so based on the parameter, actually we'll pass the parameter as well. Okay, and this parameter will fetch the data, whatever this edit block, because in the edit functionality, how we can do that, like simply, like I want to edit some data, like if you go to example, okay, see, I want to edit this one. So once I click this add-in, so this id, whatever id, we have to pass in this method, and based on this method, we'll call this method, actually call this service, and service will fetch the data and bind it over here, so that that form can see whatever whatever that blog data. Okay, so how we can do that? First we actually change something in this page directory. So whatever we pass, how we can pass the parameter actually. So that is another feature that you learn, like how we can pass the parameter to one component to another component. So that is way, like, see, simply, like whatever component name, then just put that curly bracket. Okay, and then name is like, put it some name, whatever variable name, like blog id. Okay, the blog id, just pass it to type as well. So I pass it to integer because as of now we passing the integer, and same we have to call it to here so that we can actually serialize whatever id getting from that navigation. So we can just serialize over here. How we can do that? There's a one more nice feature: public integer blog id, and then get set property, get set property, and just set the attribute is a parameter. Okay, so this parameter, once you set that parameter, so it will try to match this URI parameter, and it will bind the data, whatever data we are getting from URI. Okay, so this is done, this is done, we got the id. Okay, now we have to implement this method, okay, so that we can get the data. No, okay, and this one actually trying to update actually. So before update, first once initialize this component, we have to get the call a service, and the service getting the data and trying to bind over here. Okay, so there's again we have to call that override the lifecycle hook event. So what is the lifecycle hook? So protected and override. See, there's a seven lifecycle hook event. So we'll call on initialize. Okay, on initialized or on initialize async, whatever. Actually there's a two similar lifecycle hook, but yeah, one is async, one is without async. Okay, so as of now we'll call a without async. Okay, and just remove this guy. And what need to do, we have to call our service. Okay, so okay, we record one more service where I can get the data, but as of now we have only these two services, like get all the data and create async. So we have to create one more method so that we can get the data based on the id. Okay, so it is very simple. See, the get id, okay, passes the id, so I will get the data. So just implement over here. Yes, go to blog service and just implements. Okay, so let me implement. It's very simple, like simply you have to return, and what is our list? Blog list dot where, use the link queue extension, and just find, use the lambda expression f.id matches that id, and use to send it to not list first and default. Okay, first and default, that's it. Okay, so that's it. And also it is a async method, so trying to async. Okay, that's it. Okay, that is saying that's it. But yeah, so let me try to implement this one over here. How we can do that? Simply, whatever the data I need to set it over here, like in this variable. So call to that. Okay, again I have to call that service. So it is very simple, whatever we done over here, like call this service. So just inject first. If you injecting here any service, you can inject like this way. This is a very simple, and bring the namespace. Okay, and then that's it. Call this one method dot get by id, pass this to id, blog id is a navigation property id, and that's it. See, the data is there, model is there, this model is binding, and based on this model I'll show my data. Okay, whatever data I can show it over here. Okay, that's it. And just this is the method, okay, that I guess update model is there, so this one is not required. Okay, just remove this guy. Okay, because we have this finally submission update model is here, so let me create that proper this method as well, like private, okay, and void method. Okay, so this is simple. And then what need to do, okay, we required one more service actually to update the data, okay, in this service. So let me create that one first. Okay, so go to again to service. Okay, so we have to create one more service for that update. So that is also very simple. Okay, so let me bring that one. Okay, so see, very simple, like return type is an integer, update is sync, and just pass to id whatever I want to update, that id, and whatever model, actually whatever the update model we have to pass to update. Okay, so this is one. And then simply just implement. Okay, it is there. And the set, we have to put some logic, so update in this list. Okay, this is a little bit logic, so let me copy paste and I'll explain you actually. So see, first what we are doing, the list, we are finding the data. Okay, in this list we have a data or not based on this id, whatever id we are getting from that component. Okay, if it is exist, if it is not exist, okay, if it is exist, so that will whatever id is will returning. Okay, if it is not exist, then what we'll do, it will come here, and whatever our model data will trying to update, that's it will automatically update to our blog list. Okay, and it should be written, so it should be put on async. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that is done. And whatever the latest id, we'll just pass it over here, whatever id we are trying to update. So based on this, if it is update, so this one, if it is not updated, then definitely will not get this id. Okay, so this is done. Save, go to your edit blog component and just call it to here. Okay, it's very simple, like call this blog service dot that update method and pass it to your blog id. Okay, blog id and your model, whatever model is updated. So this is our updated model, pass it to this, and that's it. Okay, once it's completed, so what need to do, we again to navigate to our that our base url. Okay, what is our base url, our indexes. Okay, so that it is updated. So let me navigate. So before navigation, I already done in this add blog and Blazor component as well. So let me copy this guy and paste this to here. Okay, so I just need that navigation manager, so I need to inject it. So just inject and just call to where we want to redirect to our page. Okay, so redirect to our page url. Okay, that's it. I think that is enough. So let me build and see what is. Okay, there's a one issue, let me try to fix that one. Okay, it is saying something, go to error list. It's saying cannot complete time dot c block to block. Okay, it is editel 38 number. So where is 38 number? It will go to 38 number is here. Okay, so it's saying this is actually blog task.block or it is a normal block. Okay, so that's why it's complaining. So what need to do, we can just use to await. Okay, and that's it, I guess. Okay, now it should work. Let me rebuild again one issue. So let me figuring out where is the issue. Go to error list. What is the error? Okay, now edit block start with lower character. Okay, and component name cannot be the lower character. Okay, so it's saying component name should not be a lower character. Okay, so that is a nice feature to Visual Studio give us so that we can't mistake. Okay, so see, we are creating a, so what need to do, just rename it. Okay, edit and just add and just try to run. Hopefully this time no errors. Okay, see, there is no error, just run. Okay, so see, there's add block is done, and then they're trying to edit something. Okay, so there's a C#. Okay, so just trying to edit. Okay, so I think, see, once I click edit, nothing happened. Okay, why it's nothing happened? Go to again our razor component, razor list component. Okay, so here we create a on click. Okay, we by mistakenly we create a on click in this view page. Okay, so let me remove that guy from here to on the edit part. Okay, so instead of confusing, okay, so let me comment it out. Okay, so that no confusion. Once I implement that, time will uncomment this code. Okay, just me rebuild. Okay, just edit also. Just click edit. See, edit block. There is a no edit block. Edit block. Okay, so it's I think some mistaken we did. Edit block component is not there. Might be they are thinking. Okay, see, yeah, right. Because see, we are passing only just edit, but we have to pass that parameter as well. Okay, so how we can pass it the parameter, so that is important. Okay, so passes the parameter like this way, like similar, just using interpolation over here. Okay, and see, interpolation, then slash, and whatever our parameter, where is our parameter, just pass to over here. Okay, in this here we have to pass this current item id. Okay, id object actually, then we can get it from there. So how we can do that, we have to use some lambda expression actually here. So let me use that one, so that is important actually. So let me create a lambda expression as a callback function. Okay, and here just use this. Okay, and then edit contact, and see, this is edit contact, and then pass it to our whatever blog. Okay, blog dot id. Okay, so that id, so this should be enough. Okay, on click edit, and there should be edit blog. Okay, it's fine, and also just pass to parameter integer id. Okay, and that's gone. Okay, see, whatever stop, whatever method we have to pass, we can use the callback function so that we can pass our parameter. I can pass it a parameter, or I can pass it the whole object as well, whatever item. Okay, so that's it. This is done, and then pass it to id. That is sufficient, I guess. So let me run one more time. Okay, so now let me click the edit. See, once I edit whatever the data I'm populating in this edit form, and let me try to add new. Okay, I'm not trying to change to URL, that's why it will go away. Okay, so see, there is a button is missing, update button is missing. Okay, let me edit that button. Okay, so I think that one I miss it, I just remove. So go to again edit blog, and here we record one button. Okay, so that we can update it. So once I record a submit button, so see, this is submit button. Once I submit, okay, so it will call on in this form actually itself, it's called this on valid submit method. Okay, and it submit the event, and this event call this method, and this method perform everything and go back to here. Okay, just save it, try to run. Okay, see, update button is there. Okay, just update. See, the update is there. Okay, let me try one more update. Maui new. Okay, see, also it's updated. Edit angular new. So see, everything is updated. Okay, so that is done for this session, and next session we'll time to delete, will achieve to delete functionality. Go to this one. So this is the same example. Okay, and in this example already, so far we have done, add block, edit block, list, can't view list, but yeah, now we'll implement the edit delete. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this is same example. If you new in this channel, so definitely I'll recommend to you go to my channel. I'll give the description, link in my description below, and check out my old session of Blazor WebAssembly, so that you can aware like, okay, uh, how we can create that, application, and what is the folder structure, what is the project structure, what is that, everything actually explained. How can create a service, how can consume this service to our component, and how we can use the navigation, everything. Okay, so go to pages. Okay, and then card view list. Okay, card list. So here we implement edit. So now what we need to implement over here in this session, delete. Okay, so let uncomment this guy. Okay, and now once you uncomment, definitely you will see that button. Okay, but this button nothing will work. Okay, because there is no implementation. So what need to do, similar kind of on click we have to create, so that once I create event, I can try to implement our functionality. Okay, so in this case it's a delete block. Okay, so there's a nothing as of now. Okay, that is expected. And now create a event at a implementation method. Go to void, private void. Okay, and then that guy, and also pass it to id, so that whatever id I want to delete, I can get it from that callback function. Okay, so now it's that. Okay, and what need to do, I need to call that service and just delete the data from our database or our service, or as of now I using in memory, but yeah, you can just call this service and you can delete whatever your logic inside the service. Okay, this is, but see, as of now we have only update, create, get, or get by all, but there is no delete service. Okay, so what need to do, we have to implement that service first. So go to your service, go to here. Okay, first you have to declare your method, whatever you want to here. Okay, so whatever we want delete. So let me delete. Okay, so simple task, using task, and then delete, and return type as integer, and also parameter is the id. Okay, whatever delete id we want to pass it over here. Okay, simple, similar we have the implementation what we have done so far, and just implement. Okay, and see, there is a method call is delete async. Okay, and we have to put some logic of delete. Okay, it is very simple. So let me put some logic, I'll explain. Okay, what we are doing. Okay, so similar like it is a blog. Okay, so blog, blog list. Inside the blog list, we're trying to first or default and pass it to lambda expression and compare if it is there. So that definitely we get that object. Okay, and this object we are trying to find. Okay, it is not equal to null. Okay, then we have to do as a remove logic. Okay, so inside this we have to pass whatever we want to remove. We want to remove this object, okay, inside the list. So this is actually remove functionality, and this list object and the extension method. Okay, so this is very, you know, smart or enough to understand. Okay, if I pass whatever object, so it will find, okay, this object is available inside the list. If it is available, then it will remove. Okay, and then finally what need to return whatever I remove, so that id we have to return. Okay, and there is a simple logic, and just change it to async. Okay, simple logic. If id is now greater than 0, then pass it to whatever id. If it is not done 0, that means our delete is successful or not, that we have to can track. Okay, that's done. Okay, and rebuild and apply change and go to your card list. Okay, and just bind side by side so that we can see what is happening. Okay, so here what need to do, just call to our service blog.service and delete, pass it to id. Okay, and that's it, and change it to async so that error should be gone. Okay, this is done. And after delete, so see, this is delete happening, so whatever data will delete from there, that will delete. Okay, but after delete what need to do, we have to call again whatever the latest data and need to bind over here. Okay, so in this case again I need to write these things to again. Okay, so what I can do, I can create a common method so that this load blog data I can bind so many places, you know, I can reusable this code actually. Okay, so how you can do that, just create a, you know, private method. Okay, because we will use inside this class. Okay, private, and that is called to, you know, async, and that void, okay, because there is no return type, and load blog. Okay, load blog, and then set, and just call cut from here, paste it here. Okay, and just call this guy to here, so that once in it, you know, a life cycle event, you know, first life cycle event, this component, it will call to this method, and this method what will do, call a service and bind this list. Okay, and similar after delete what need to do, again call that list, load that method so that I can update it, that object over here, so that I can repopulate it, the data. Okay, that's it. I think it should work. Then trying to delete. Okay, I think it need to recompile, because I am doing it, just trying to recompile. Okay, and also let me check if something missing. No. Okay, let me run. Okay, now try to delete. See, now delete is working. See, delete working, delete working, delete working, delete working. There is no data. Okay, so that also we can check, put some check. Okay, so that we can say if it is not, data is not there, so no data is there, right? So what I can do, I can put some logic again, like at the rate if and blogs. Okay, so it's called blog list, right? Let me check. Okay, yeah, it is called blog list. So if it is blog list, it is null. Okay, so then put some logic over here, like, okay, some loading actually we'll try to load, because till not bind this collection, so I'll show that page is the loading. Okay, else what I'll show you, I'll see I'll see what I'll do, that we have to put some another logic. Okay, so if it is count, okay, if it is count is 0, okay, then what need to show? The show is no data there, like, okay, so h1, okay, and then put some class for the style purposes, so btn, and just warning, btn warning, okay, and then put over here, okay, what need to put? No blog away label, okay, that's it. Let me open again, see. So there's no data, but yes, some design issue, okay, that we can fix it. Yes, we can remove this inline, might be that is causing some issue. Okay, no, that is not there, something happening. Okay, okay, let me fix this guy. What we can do, we can put as a div in this row, also class is row, okay, so that whatever, you know, top level things, it should be over top, and then we can show over here. Okay, so let me show you, see, now it's fine. Okay, let me zoom it, but this time I show in the whole things. Okay, so we can pass it to inline as well, we show, or just we can pass some column things, right? So just pass it to some column. Okay, so let me see, that is fine. Also we can map it this guy also, so let me pass it to here, class. That is a style part, so don't worry about that, just doing for the look feel better. Okay, so there's a row and then column, and then boom, see, now it's in this inline, okay, and this no block, so here, okay, let me refresh, definitely I will get some data. See, data is there, cuddle is there, add block is there, and then see, when I'm trying to delete and delete, fine. So that is done. Also let me try to debug, okay, so that we can check, okay, so it's side by side. Okay, so let me edit, or it is delete, right? So let me call this function. Where's the edit? This is the edit. Go to implementation here, okay, and let me try to delete. See, delete is here. We will try to delete. It is, we are getting the data because the IDs match. Then here, let remove, remove, remove. Finally, it's returning one. Then done, done. See, it is removed. Okay, so that is done for this session.
This is a same uh, this is a same project which so far we are worked on. Okay, and also I mentioned this repository in my video description. Okay, so you can check out and take the latest. Okay, and let me save and just run the application and see what we have, and then we'll start our implementation. So it's just open. Yeah, so see, these already have the view, but view I think it's not implemented. But yeah, when you click the delete, see, the okay, it's debugging over here. See, debugger point over here, so remove the debugger, continue. See, it is delete. Okay, so let me delete one more time. Yeah, so we'll implement that confirmation dialog box once you click to delete, because delete is a very sensitive you know information, so that nobody user can lose the data. Okay, so that's why confirmation is very important. Okay, so let's start. So let's stop the application. Okay, and okay, what we need to do first, go to your pages and card list. Okay, we'll going to do in this session very simple way, but yeah, later on we'll do actually the advanced level. Okay, so inside that, okay, inside the list, what we'll do, we can, yeah, not inside, just outside actually. First we require one property so that we can maintain, okay, once you delete able to click or not. Okay, so okay, so what need to do, we have to create a one property first, okay, inside the code block. So let me make it to private and bool and make it a show delete confirmation. Okay, based on this based on this property we'll maintain actually the dialog box should open or not. Okay, so by default it should be false, so make it false. Okay, and then what need to do, okay, then we have to create actually some style on that dialog box. Okay, so let me create that. Let me create a div. Okay, it's a simple style, we need to create it. Okay, and here we need to pass, we have to create some class, one class, so that based on the design we can set some design over here. So let me call it to confirmation dialogs model. Okay, okay, or instead of wasting time we just copy the style for my demo project. Okay, and okay, so see, this is simple. Okay, what we are doing, we creating a div. Okay, inside the div we have some uh, confirmation deletion sub tag, and this is that one, say, so that user can able to see, okay, are you sure want to, we are taking some confirmation. Okay, and then we have button. Okay, two button, like one is the delete button. Okay, and delete blog, so we make it to delete blog, and this is a cancel delete. Okay, so these two event we required actually, so that we can, if user can cancel, so then go back to your list page, and if it is delete, if user choose the delete and yes, so then data should be deleted. Okay, so what need to do next, we have to require one more property. Okay, so that whatever delete id we can store actually, see here, the last time we getting the delete id on this, binding the list, and then we using the lambda expression on click and getting that whatever delete item we want. So that item id we are getting from like the here. So this id we have to need first store. So how we can do that, let me create a property or field. Okay, integer, let get is to delete id. Okay, so this delete id. Okay, so once I'll click that delete, okay, this delete method, the event, okay, we have to store this id to here. Okay, so this is first step. So go to your delete, okay, here, and let me comment this guy. Okay, let me comment as of now this guy, and just set it to whatever our things. Okay, delete id equal to id. Okay, so that is done. So this is done, and then what need to do, we need one more property to set over here. First we set at the delete, okay, whatever delete id we set it over here, and one more thing we have to set, like see, this is by default false. So if it is false, so let me check one more things over here. Okay, so if this dialog box when should appearing, it should appearing once this dialog box is confirmation is true. Okay, so that one also need to, okay, so that one also we have to set it true, okay, on this click. So let me set up condition. Okay, the condition is done. Okay, now this property should be also true, then the dialogs appearing over here. So let me set it true. Okay, so this is done. So that means once I click delete, uh, delete blog, or we can change it to delete blog to like delete confirmation model. Okay, delete confirmation, okay, model, delete confirmation, or just delete confirmation. I think that is fine. Okay, leave it to that guy, and this to change in here. Okay, okay, then fine. So what we are doing, we just get it the id and we set it to true. So once you set it true, this dialog box will appearing. Okay, and then what need to do, we have to the delete event. Okay, so the delete event what will do, so once I click the delete block, so this, this delete block, now when I click yes, actually when I click yes, so the delete block event will call and it will do whatever is previously done. Okay, so simple, like take same example and same method. I think avoid, okay, and then the delete button, delete event, okay, delete block, okay, and set it to whatever we have, like we what need to perform, this two need things to perform. Okay, so let's call this service. Okay, this service, okay, where we'll get that id, we will get this id over here. See, because this is we set right after, once I click confirmation, so I get that id, and this id need to pass over this method so that this service will call and service can delete and finally load the our list. Okay, so this is a load list method. Okay, if you go to here, see, load list method, simply call the service and get the updated data. Okay, and one more thing we have to do, once uh, once the delete the item, okay, so we have to close, we have to close this dialog box as well, because see, this is true, so that means it will always will open. Okay, so how we can do that, simply what need to do, we can just call a method. Okay, we can create a method so that we can maintain that method to uh, like model once should up close every time. Okay, so let me create a method private void and just close confirmation. Okay, close confirmation. Okay, this is done, and then what need to set over this method, simply that show, this show to, this false, so that once complete it should be false. Okay, this is false, and then finally the delete id should be set as 0, or if you make it null level, so you can set a null. Okay, so that we can double make sure our delete item id is not there. Okay, once we have set it over here. Okay, so this need to call, okay, this need to call once it's delete completed, and it should be called here. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is done, and one more thing is pending, this cancel event. Okay, cancel delete event, so let me create that one also. So private void cancel event. Okay, what will do that cancel event, nothing, simply this close confirmation method will call, it will set to false, so that our pop-up will down, means hide, and the delete item should be 0. Okay, that's it. Okay, let me run the application and see what, or before run the application, let me check that build the solution. So is there any issue or not? Okay, there is no issue, it is succeed. Let me zoom in. Okay, see, this is succeed. And now try to run. We'll show you also as a debug mode, like how is that working. So see what is like our application is running, and same, it's proper, you know, loading the data, and click the delete. Oh my god, see, so confirmation is dialog box is appearing, but when you click no, see, it is gone, but it is not appearing on this in the middle and in the center, and over that, you know, first should come in this confirmation box and behind our list. Okay, so that model should not behave in like that, you know why. But yeah, functionality is working same, like if you click, okay, if you click that yes, so see, the data is gone. Okay, let me again, yes, it is gone. Delete, no, nothing happened. Okay, but okay, one issue, the design. So design now should appearing on the top. Okay, so how we can do that? Let me open again our application, and this is our application. Okay, see what we did, what we have done so far. So we create actually, so this is actually some create a class. Okay, but in this class does not have any implementation. Okay, so that's some style we have to need to done. So go to your Beirut and C sharp CSS file, and go to your main app.cs file and go down. We have to put some, you know, some style. So let me copy that style so that we can be staying a time. Okay, let me paste it over here. Okay, that's it. So see what we are doing, just confirmation dialog box class, position is fixed, top 50, left 50, transform and background color whatever we want we can put it. Padding we have border. Okay, and also that margin right to, model button, whatever button over here, just we set it the, margin right to 10 pixel. Okay, and hot reload should work. Let me open and check it. Okay, let me refresh one more time, and let me delete. Okay, still not there. That means, see, that hot reload is not working in this for, the style thing. So let me close, save, run one more time. Okay, let me try. Okay, still not working. Might be some issue on this class. Okay, so let me copy this class. Might be I by mistakenly I put it the wrong name over here. Let me paste over here. Okay, and let me run. Okay, do F5 first, because sometime actually pre-download the all the, style or everything on the browser, so that's why might be it's not reflecting. But see, now it's working as expected. Okay, so now see, if you know, nothing happened. If you yes, so that's gone. If you yes, it's gone, nothing happened. Okay, yes, it's gone. Okay, and also you want to change that to, okay, so let me side by side show you. So if you change to that, to, you know uh, some other style, so that is a style part, so I'm not going to there. But yeah, let me change it to whatever style you want. So for example, wall of it. Okay, see, a hot reload is working. Whatever style you're trying to choose, it is reflecting. Okay, so whatever things you want, see, it's perfect. Okay, so nothing happened. Delete. Yes, it's gone. Okay, so this is sufficient for this session. Okay, and next session we'll implement, actually as of now when it clicks a view, nothing happen. Okay, so we'll implement next session in view. This is the same example. Okay, let me run this application and see what we have. Okay, so we have that button, but this button, once I click, see, nothing happen. Okay, because no implementation inside that. Okay, so let's get started and go to your Blazor WebAssembly BASM project. And if you don't aware this project, or you don't know how we are implementation so far, so I'm especially recommend to you go to my YouTube channel and check out my this WebAssembly Blazor WebAssembly series. Okay, there's a all the session over there. Okay, and also you can take this repository. I'll share this repository in my video description, so you can take this repository in my video description as well. Okay, and now let's open the pages folder and go to your card list. Okay, and see, this is our that view, what's called, it's view button. Okay, that's, but here is a nothing we have implement. Okay, so what need to do, first we have to create a click event. Okay, as like whatever we have done, edit or delete. Okay, so similar, we have to create on add on click event. Okay, inside that click event we have to create some event. Okay, so how we can create it, we can directly pass a event, but yeah, if we required some passing a parameter, so we have to use the lambda expression. Okay, so let me create a lambda expression, just because we have to pass whatever item, whatever list inside the item we are trying to bind, so that item we have to pass as a parameter. Okay, so that's why we have to trying to create a lambda expression, and it is called as a details block. Okay, so let's call it to block detail, or let's make it to block details. Okay, and let's pass to block dot id, and it is block details. Yeah, that's fine. So it is complaining me because, see, okay, just stop, because we're trying to do in while running the application. Okay, so it is complaining. Okay, that is expected, because see, we have created event but we have not implement. So let's implement that event. Okay, so let's implement on the last. Okay, so make it to private, and make it private async void. Okay, that call that event and pass it to integer id. So this is id, whatever we'll get over here. So see, now error should be gone. Okay, so this is gone, so that is fine. Now what we need to do, we have to once I get this id, so once I get this id, we have to call our details page. Okay, so if I want that detail page, so we have to create similar we have to create a component where actually we bind that data. Okay, of the details page data. We have already add new block page, we have edit block page, but yeah, we have to create, see, these are all the pages over here. So I again we have to create another component. So right click on this pages, and create, choose that razor component, and let me add that component name as blog details. Okay, blog details, and let's add. Okay, so see, this is a pure pure HTML, like HTML part, and it is a code behind part. Okay, so what need to do, similar whatever we done in edit functionality or add functionality, so same thing we have to done over here as well. Okay, and one more thing actually required, actually, see, first let me set it the route. Okay, so that we can call this component from anywhere in this another page or another component. Okay, so let me add a page directory. Already explained what is that. So let me add that page directory as a base URL, and then what is our page name, and what is the a router we can set over here. Let me set that blog detail detail blog details, and then we have to pass the parameter as well. Okay, so how we can pass that parameter, like you can set it that curly brackets, and then set it that whatever id means whatever name we have to pass over here, and this parent component. Okay, so that pass, and also we have to set that what is the type. Okay, so it is an integer type, so we have to pass that id. So based on this id we will call our service and get that those data. Okay, so this is done. And next things what we required, we have to call that our services. Okay, so where is our services? This is our services. So we have already created that service, actually, see, get by id. Okay, so we'll pass that id, we'll get this blogs detail. Okay, so this service we have to call because we have to bind, right? So if you go to details, so we have to bind based on this id. So let me call you know let me call first, let me inject that service. So how we can do that, I already explained. Okay, so let me get this code. See, like while injector, and there's a two way, so I already explained, but I don't go to again to details. But yeah, let me explain a little bit. So let any services you want to you know inject, you want to call in this component, so you have to inject it that service. So how we can do that, there's a two way. You can directly import over here at inject and then call this service name, or directly you can just code block, you can set it like that way. Also that bring the namespace of that services. So this is your namespace inside that services store. And then one more stop is required, one more service, that navigation. Okay, so this is concept already explained, like how can navigate. So before navigation you require that inject that navigation manager. Okay, so these two things is done. And one more things we have to record, see, we have to pass this data from parameter from here. Okay, so once you pass that here, so definitely you have to map this id from here. So how we can do that mapping, that property? Simple, let make it public. Okay, and integer and blog id, and let's set it to get and set. Okay, and make sure this is same, should be same. If it is mistake anything, like if you pass over here, so this whatever URI parameter you pass from that list component, you will not get over here. Okay, and one more thing you have to do, let me add some attribute. Okay, so what attribute we have to need? Parameter attribute. Okay, so that is done, so that other component can understand. Okay, so this id we have to pass over here, so that should be bind. Okay, that is done. And one how okay, so one more thing we have to do now. Next we have to call that method. Okay, get by id. So how we can do that, and this component have a many life cycle. Okay, so which I already explained. So that life cycle also need to call. So let me call override. And what is our first life cycle of that component? All the component of razor component here, like on initialized async or initialized. Okay, so it's two things, one is async and without async. So this time I will call that async. Okay, and remove that one. and now we'll implement our implementation. Okay, and one more thing. Okay, let me call this method this service and get yd, okay, and pass it to id. Where is our id? This is parameter id. Okay, and then this, and also just pass it to, it is actually async method, so just pass it to await. Okay, and already one you paste s await, so it's already async. Okay, that is fine. And now whatever data we are getting, we have to store over here, then we can bind our html. Okay, so this, see, it is return type of the blog, so let me create that property over here. Okay, private we will use on inside this class, so let me make it to private. Okay, and also this model does not has a reference, so let me bring that namespace and let me add is a blog. Okay, blog details or blog, I think blog details, that's fine, detail. Okay, okay, and let me store this data over here, so that whatever data is getting in this service we have stored over here. Now finally we have data. Okay, whatever is component required based on the parameter, we have data. Now we have to bind the data over here. Okay, so how we can do that? It is very simple. First we have to check at the rate, we have to check, okay, this data has a, if it is not null, it is null. Okay, if it is null, because sometime might be it should be null, it is not proper bind. So if it is null, okay, so what should be written? Just simple, no blocks detail found on this page. Okay, so let me paste on some style or uh, some HTML. Okay, else if it is not null, that means we have data. Okay, so let me add over here some data, I mean some style. Now we have to, okay, let me, okay, so we have to record some style. So if you go to bootstrap, so you will get many style. Okay, so again we use that card view list over here. So let me get the design, will not waste your time, wasting a time to write a design. Okay, so see, this is a straightforward design. Okay, so simple, I'll create a div inside a container div, and we'll create a row and also the column. Okay, this is a one column, and then inside the column I use a card view. Okay, and this card view I create a image, will I as a create a image property. Okay, image control, and whatever image we have, that I'll try to bind over here, and whatever details I need to bind in this card body we have to bind. Okay, it is very simple, just change it to edit block to this. Okay, because we have stored our data over here. Okay, so that's why just store this, change it to this, change it to this. Okay, and this image url, this blog has a image url. Okay, so let me change that properly. That's it, it is a straightforward, simple, straightforward html. Okay, whatever html required, you can just go to bootstrap, you can take it, and you can as per your convenience you can set it. Okay, and what more, what need to do more? Okay, let me run this one first, like check it is built or not. Let me build this application, make sure whatever we done, so that is working. Okay, one more thing. Okay, sorry, one more thing I forget always. See, I create this on view click event. Okay, but we have nothing to do over here, right? So what we need to do, we have to call this navigation manager. Okay, so that we can call that component. Okay, whatever our component, so navigation 2, and just pass it to, like similar, like here. Okay, so dollar, the dollar, and then whatever our page name, this is page name, component name is block details, and this is our component name. Just pass it to here, and also we have to pass that parameter. So this is our parameter, just pass it to like that id. That's it. Okay, so this is done. Let me run and see. Definitely two few things is still pending, so that will cover also. So let me see what happening. So click here. Okay, see, now once I click, so it is called one, so I'll getting that one. There's a missing that back button. Okay, so that will implement. Yeah, not click home again, just check like other also is working, like mice definitely is a second, so it is a two, it is a maui, and see, it is working fine. So let me minimize and let me add those button as well. Okay, so that is missing. Okay, not this one. Go to block details, and here what need to do, we have to again some style. So let me remove this one. Take a div, and we set as a bootstrap row, so that it is same line, in line, creating these two things, like left hand side that block details, and right hand side that your button. Okay, so button name is called back to blog list. Okay, and we have also creator that on click event, and this event we have to implement here. Okay, this is simple implementation, like private and void, just paste to that. We don't have any parameter, and simply what need to do, we have to back to our list page. So navigation to, and set it to your path. Okay, so our path is a base URL. Okay, that's it. So this is done, everything is done. And let me reload, and let me open. See, back button is there. Once you back, it is there. Once you click any other block, it is go back. Okay, so that is working as expected. Okay, so okay, let me show in a demo as debugger mode as well. Okay, so let me put some debugger, like how's that working. So where is our component? Our component is block details. Let me debugger over here. Okay, the debugger is not working, so let me close that, and card list page. Okay, let me run one more time. Okay, so let me click view. Once you view, okay, see the debugger point over here. See, we getting one, and what will happen, it's so it will call navigation manager and navigate to our block detail page. So where is our block details? Let's continue. So see, we are landing in our block details razor component. Inside, where is calling, it is first lifecycle is calling. So on initialize lifecycle is calling, and here what is it trying to do, it is calling this service. So this is our service, iblock service. So this has a method. If you go to implementation, so let me put debugger point over here. So see, that is over here. Then whatever data is there, will find and fetch, and then it will return. So see, this is the data, whatever data we have, let me return, and see over here, it is very simple and straightforward. Let me back. So far good. Okay, so if any question, any query, if you think okay, no, I didn't understand, so Blazor WebAssembly, so insert, update, delete, read, everything we have done. Okay, so far. So next we'll actually will try to do whatever we done. Okay, so it is a very basic level we have done, like simple way, but yeah, in this next session, in this series, we'll trying to do actually advanced level, like we can use this componentry, how we can make a reusable component, how we can use that parent child relationship, how we can create a callback function, and so that our child component has a some implementation or some method that I need to call in this parent component. So those are things we'll do in this next series. Okay, so till now, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.